Hi guys, back with another video for you today, and I'm talking about Tom Ford fragrances once again. Everybody's really excited for the next launches from this house. And basically I'm talking about rumored fragrances today. Rumored meaning not necessarily they're going to all come out, but many of you have been asking me, messaging me, commenting on comments and videos asking me about certain fragrances that you heard are going to come out. And there's several fragrances here. Some of them could be dead, I don't know, but one of them I know for sure is coming out because it is actually authenticated by a sales associate I know that works for Tom Ford, and also I've seen the product already selling on eBay. There's that whole thing again with people getting product before it launches. Is that kind of a way to stir up hype on a fragrance? I don't know why that happens with Tom Ford fragrances, but we're going to talk about rumored fragrances for Tom Ford coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today we're talking about rumored fragrances for Tom Ford. I know we're all excited for new fragrances. I'm hoping that Tom Ford kind of drops their X-rated themed fragrances and starts coming up with some unique things again, like they were when I first got into this game in the early 2010s, and of course they launched their fragrances into 2000s, mid 2000s, and some of those fragrances were some of the best fragrances that they have launched. So we'll see. This is a video that I'm doing today, obviously, and then I did another video like almost a week or so ago on Tom Ford signature fragrances in the Parfum concentration. So if you haven't caught that video, please go catch it. And I discuss Black Orchid Parfum, I discuss Ombre Leather Parfum, I discuss Costa Azura Parfum, and I also discuss a Noir Extreme Parfum. So if you haven't caught that video, go catch it. I discuss those fragrances and what I think about them, if they're worth it for you or not. But let's get started with the rumored fragrances. I'm going to first talk about the one that we know for sure is going to come out very, very soon, and that is Soleil De Feu. This one I know for sure is coming because not only I've seen photos of it online, leaked, and also selling on eBay, but I was also confirmed by my sales associate for Tom Ford who said it is coming out very soon. I was told this when I went and bought the Electric Cherry, which I don't care for. So Soleil De Feu I think is a continuation in their Soleil themed fragrances, so I'm looking forward to it. I don't have a lot of those fragrances myself. Are you a fan of this particular series of fragrances? We'll see what direction this one goes, but I'm always keen to smell new Tom Ford fragrances. I'm not really happy with their price point as of late because things have skyrocketed as far as prices go for Tom Ford. But again, I'll smell any Tom Ford releases, and if it blows my mind, I will definitely buy it. But as of late, as of their price increases late last year, I'm very cautious about buying certain fragrances from Tom Ford, but we'll see how this one is. If anyone's got their nose on Soleil De Feu, can you let me know what it smells like, if it's worth buying? Is it a continuation of their other Soleil themed fragrances? I'd like to find out. So yeah, please add a comment and let me know. So moving on, several of you have messaged me about a Parfum concentration for Grey Vetiver. So I did a video, like I said, last week or the week before, and it was a video on the signature fragrances in Parfum concentration, and I asked you guys which fragrance deserves to be made into a Parfum concentration, and several of you messaged me about Grey Vetiver Parfum, and then also said that you do know that it is coming, which has gotten me really excited about Grey Vetiver Parfum. Although Grey Vetiver is nice, I'm not 100% sure I'm really digging the Vetiver vibe again. Vetiver can get boring, so I want to see something very, very unique, and so we'll see how it is. But I think they can do a good job with Grey Vetiver Parfum. What do you guys think? I like the Parfum concentration fragrances from Tom Ford. In fact, in the video I did, one of them I didn't care for. The other three I thought were, no, two of them I really liked. One was I thought I was like, it was a toss-up between liking it or not liking it. One of them I thought was not necessary. But I'm always curious to try a Parfum concentration, and we'll see how Grey Vetiver Parfum is. If you guys know anything about this one, is it 100% for sure Let me know, put a comment down so I can find out. I know, like many of you said, you know of a resource, or someone mentioned it, or you saw some images somewhere. I did a lot of research and I couldn't find anything about this one. So I'm hoping it is true and it is launching. But Grey Vetiver, as I said, Vetiver is not necessarily a very exciting note. So this one I will definitely be cautious about. So also, I know Tom Ford has launched many eau de toilettes of their Eau de Parfum signature line fragrances. So supposedly there is an Ombre leather eau de toilette supposedly launching as well. How true is this one? I don't really know. I don't think it's necessary because in the video of the Parfum concentration fragrances from the signature series of Tom Ford fragrances, I felt like Ombre leather Parfum was not necessary. I'm really happy with the Ombre leather original in Eau de Parfum. So is there a need for an Eau de Toilette version? Are you a fan of the Eau de Parfum version of Ombre leather and you think it's overwhelming and you'd like to have a lighter version of it? Do let me know so I can find out, because I think it's fine as it is. No changes are needed, but I guess they're doing anything to get as many people on board with Ombre leather as they can. I think that's what they're doing, but I could be wrong. But I think Ombre leather on its own stands fine. The Parfum, as I mentioned in the video from a week or so ago, I felt like the Parfum got really kind of watery. So it freshened it up a little bit, where I thought if they can take it even into a more concentrated direction, it would have been great. But I'm actually not really looking forward to the Eau de Toilette if it is actually launching. So if you guys know anything about the Eau de Toilette from Tom Ford for Ombre leather, let me know. Put a comment down, as I'd like to find out. And then there's one fragrance also that I heard is going to be coming. It's called Myrrhe Mystere. I know I receive comments all the time, and I'm using comments to make content here. And you know, I do like a search for a specific comment that somebody has posted, and I know I received 3 different comments about Myrrhe, and I actually did some searches and I did come across some naming for a Myrrhe themed fragrance from Tom Ford called Myrrhe Mystere. Now I don't know if this is true or not. Have you guys heard anything about this one? So I recently spoke about Myrrhe Imperiale from Armani. Is myrrhe a really popular note to make an actual fragrance out of, given the fact that Myrrhe Imperiale got discontinued? We'll see how Myrrhe Mystere is. I do enjoy the name. I think Tom Ford does have some catchy names for their fragrances. What is this one going to focus on besides myrrhe? Myrrhe can go ambery, it can be balsamic, it could be resinous, it could be spicy, it could be sweet. All of these things come to mind. It can also be a bit fizzy. So I like the idea of a myrrhe fragrance. I generally am into these kind of darker, resinous, ambery, spicy, warmer fragrances. So this is probably the one that's the most exciting out of the ones that I've mentioned so far. But I don't know if myrrhe sells as an actual fragrance note for the general population. Are you a fan of myrrhe in fragrances? Were you a fan of Myrrhe Imperiale from Armani, and are you looking forward to this particular fragrance from Tom Ford, if it is true? And if you know anything about this one, do let me know. As I said, I've received about 3 different comments mentioning this is coming out, so I am doing this particular video to talk about it. So the rest of the fragrances, I have seen their names come up. I'm not even 100% sure if they're really happening. Like one of them I had read a while ago called Vanilla Sex. Is this really happening? I know that I had heard about this particular fragrance launching quite a while ago, so I don't know if this is a dead one. I don't know if this was Vanille Fatale, and it became, I mean, it started out as Vanilla Sex and it became Vanille Fatale. I'm not 100% sure, but if anybody has a word on Vanilla Sex, do let me know. Put a comment down. So a couple of others before I let you go. This is going to be a shorter than normal video. So we've got Black Lacquer. Is this a fragrance or is this another beauty product for Tom Ford? I actually really love the name for Black Lacquer. I'm assuming it could be a very interesting fragrance. It's very Tom Ford, and I'm very curious if this is actually a legitimate fragrance that's launching, or is it some other beauty product for Tom Ford. A couple more. Soleil Gold Bikini. Does anybody know about this one? Is this like suntan lotion, or is it more like something that goes into the Soleil collection of fragrances? Could be kind of very feminine, gold bikini, Soleil gold bikini, I don't know. And the last fragrance I'm going to talk about is Frostbite. And this is another name that has come up. I don't know anything about this particular fragrance. In fact, the last 4 fragrances I know nothing about. They just have come up here and there. And I'm curious to find out if these are really coming out as actual fragrances. But Frostbite, what would that be like? I don't know. I'm not visualizing anything interesting, something very cold, ice cold, cold enough to give you frostbite. I don't know. So those are the fragrances that I have heard rumored to be launching from Tom Ford. And again, rumored means not necessarily they're all going to launch. I'm not 100% sure these are launching. They're just rumors and comments floating around. I did do some research and the names did come up. And of course, the photos for Soleil De Feu does come up, and I've seen it on eBay as well. So that one for sure is confirmed, but the remainder I'm not 100% sure, so I'm looking forward to see if they come out. So I'll ask this question once again. Are there any signature line fragrances that you guys think deserve to be made into Parfum versions? And then also, are there any private blend collection fragrances that you guys feel would probably work out better moved into the signature line? I don't think Tom Ford will move like their most successful fragrances, like for example Oud Wood or Tobacco Vanille. I feel like those are very popular, but maybe there's another fragrance out there that is in the collection that could be moved over to the signature line and sell a lot more in comparison to being in the private blend, where it sits there and it has its fans that will buy it, but you know, the general population or the masses are not really digging it. So let me know what your thoughts are. I know when I did the video on the parfums, many of you said you'd like Tobacco Vanille or Oud Wood moved in to the signature line. I don't think those will move in, but I don't know. I don't know these the people behind the brand, so I don't know what they do and think. But I personally don't think those will move. But there might be another fragrance in the collection that could move into the signature line. And then the other thing is bringing out or like unvaulting the fragrances that I had spoken about like 2 months ago, where they've unvaulted some of their past releases like Arabian Wood, Italian Cypress, and you know, fragrances like that, Black Violet, and a bunch of others that were unvaulted, like 7 of them, which are really, really pricey for $2,000. Wouldn't it be better for them to unvault those into the signature line? I mean, is anybody buying these $2,000 flacons, the decanter flacons? Are you one of the people that bought these unvaulted fragrances? Because one of the things I hear is they are not as good as they used to be. They have been reformulated. Maybe perhaps they're not as thick or dense as they once were. They're thinner concentrations, even though they are eau de parfum. If any of you have bought those and have been wearing them, do let me know, because I do receive comments like, oh, well, the new one's not as good as the old ones and things like that. So if you are an owner of the new unvaulted fragrances from Tom Ford in the private blend, and you have tested them out, what are your thoughts on the fragrance that you have bought? Now, when I was in London, I did get to smell them all. They haven't put them out here at Neiman Marcus, but the London associate did say that they do come with this nice $300 valued atomizer, and over there it was £1,500 versus $2,000 here. And I believe over there all their prices include tax. Here our prices do not include tax, so for $2,000 you're looking at paying about $220 for, no, yeah, $200 approximately for tax in addition to the $2,000. So it's really, really pricey for these offerings. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Some updates on Tom Ford fragrances and of course rumors. If any of you know about the rumors, are they true? Let me know. Put a comment down. If I do receive comments, most likely it's true. That's why I'm doing a video like this. So it makes it more exciting for me to check out some of these fragrances. But let me know either way what your thoughts are on these fragrances. I'd like to find out. But other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.